Senate in Georgia, so it's kind of Georgia Day here. Let's see, two people in that race also. I think three, actually. Mr. King, I believe, can't think of his first name. Herschel Walker, overwhelming favorite, and Agriculture Commissioner Gary Black. Latham, sorry we're a little behind. Had a lot of callers stacked up. Thank you for your patience. Tell us about your campaign for U.S. Senate in Georgia. Where do you stand?
Hey, John. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here. Brief background on me. I'm a proud native son of Georgia. I was born in Atlanta, but my mom's from a small town in South Georgia called Bainbridge. Went to the University of Georgia for college and went to Georgia Tech for grad school. While I was at UGA, 9/11 happened and just obviously fundamentally changed all of our lives forever. And in my case, it led me on a long journey to becoming a Navy SEAL officer. I served about a decade in the SEAL teams, deployed to Iraq and then Afghanistan, and then actually got tapped to come up to the Trump White House to serve as the director for intelligence programs on the National Security Council, which was essentially managing our country's Black Ops portfolio. And I can tell you, during our time up there, John, we put our adversaries on their heels every single day. And I think it's abundantly clear there's not a lot of that going on right now under Biden. Our adversaries are not fearful of us at all, and that's got to change. So we've got, I got exposed in the Situation Room to everything our adversaries are doing to harm us. And the stuff I learned about China, they're eating our lunch, John, and we're completely unaware of it. We've got our heads in the sand. Meanwhile, we've got another war right here at home from the left trying to take our country down the road to not just socialism, but Marxism. And we need serious leadership right now in the United States Senate. And I'll tell you right now, look, I love Herschel as a bulldog just as much as anybody, but celebrities are not going to save us right now. We've got to do the work ourselves. We need real leadership, serious leadership in the United States Senate. And we actually need somebody that can knock Raphael Warnock right out of that seat. And I'm the only guy in this race that can do that.
I want to get to what you just said. Celebrities are not going to save us. Latham, are you at all concerned, like I am, that so far Herschel Walker has given no policy positions, doesn't have a stump speech, or if he has one, I haven't heard it, and he's been pretty much isolated by his consultants? Does that give you – are you concerned about that at all?
It's concerning for sure, but what it's done for me is handed me a golden egg because, look, voters tell me all the time they want three things in a leader. They want someone that they can trust. They want somebody that's one of them, and they want someone that's a fighter. They don't want a hider. And whether it's his choice or his team's choice, I don't know. But he's doing the Biden basement strategy. We had our first debate in Pickens County about a month ago. He was a no-show. And we can't afford to be a no-show in the general election against Raphael Warnock. That didn't work out last cycle, and I can't wait to get on the debate stage with Raphael Warnock and hold him accountable for what he's done up there in Washington and neglected us here in Georgia. And guess who also shows up every day? Chuck Schumer, to push our country down the road to socialism. You have to have a leader that shows up, and of course that's a concern. People get the sense that he just thinks this thing's going to be handed to him and he deserves it. And I tell the team all the time, we've got to have an earn it, not deserve it mindset. This is a United States Senate seat from a great state like Georgia. This should not be easy for anybody. You should not get to hang out in a basement and work out every day and have it handed to you. You got to get on the ground, and it's giving me the freedom, John, to tear across this state and get in front of people that would otherwise support him without knowing about my candidacy. And I can tell you, his support on the trail is paper thin. I get in front of his supporters all the time, and what they love about me is I'm a proud son of Georgia, but I was up there the first 2.5 years of the Trump administration advancing the right agenda for this country, which is the America First policy agenda. And I've got the stripes from fighting up there in the jungle of D.C. with a machete, and I'm damn proud of the work we did up there. all of your callers know what we did. I mean, when I was up there, we had the strongest economy in a half a century before COVID due to low taxes and low regulation. We had energy independence. We were securing the border. We took the biggest spotlight in the world and shined it on China. We actually made steps towards Middle East peace. I mean, the country was doing great. And now we're going down the opposite pathway. And I'm the only person in this race that actually has that experience advancing the America First policy agenda. And Georgia deserves to have a United States senator that actually has that experience, who's also a proven fighter. And I don't think they're seeing that out of my opponents right now, but they're certainly seeing that out of me.
Latham Sadler running for U.S. Senate in Georgia. This primary will be decided May 24th in Georgia, 2022. Latham, let me ask you this. Let's get back to this debate in Pickens. Would you say it was in Pickens County?
That's right.
Who showed up for that?
The rest of the candidates. So you had myself, you had Gary Black, and you had Kelvin King. And they had an empty chair there for Herschel.
Have there been other debates, or was that the first one?
That was the first one.
And Herschel didn't show?
Correct.
So that's probably going to be the pattern, right? Just not show up for debates. I think it's I think it's a dangerous path they're going down. Raphael Warnock is going to spend, what do you think, to win this? $150 million at least, right?
Yeah, he'll
break
crushing
records.
it on. He will.
Yeah.
I mean,
he'll break
every
known record known to man about a U.S. Senate race. He'll raise $150 million. He'll get money from every corner of the nation, every left-wing, progressive, whack job will be sending him money. So this guy's going to spend $150 million, and, very slick, did the TV ads with the dog, going up against, Kelly Loeffler that wouldn't look at the camera, terrible candidate, beat her. So I think, Collins is the representative, Collins beats him, but, it didn't turn out that way. I just, you go down the same path, you end up in the same place, right?
That's right.
And I think this is the concern a lot of us have. As much as we love Herschel, Trump loves Herschel, we all love Herschel, rah, Herschel. At some point, you got to get out of the box. You got to state your policy positions. Like the question I'm going to ask you right now, I would like to ask Herschel. 16 quisling, backstabbing GOP senators. I guess it's kind of a loaded question, by the way. I'm asking it. Let me rephrase this so I can have a fair question. 16. I have to catch myself. John, that was bad. That was really bad. 16. Let me just ask you this. Last night, 16 Republicans. Can't even do this with a straight face, Latham. Come on. 16 Republican senators vote with McConnell to suspend the cloture rule in order to give the Democrats the opportunity to vote for the debt ceiling with 51 votes. Would you have voted for that? Would you have been one of those 16? Yes or no, and why?
I'm just going to say, hell no, I would not have voted for that. And one of the main reasons is what one of your callers just mentioned. I think his name was Robert, that sets a precedent for getting rid of the filibuster up there. And the filibuster is really one of the only things right now. It's probably the only plank left in the dam stopping the river of socialism from drowning and flooding our country. So absolutely no, I would not have voted for that. But this is the problem. This is the problem, John. I mean, we do not have leaders in Washington. We have a few, but not many, that have a spine of steel, that are going to put this country first and fight for this country.